Stacked is launching an online store where you'll be able to find a curated collection of both home and decor brands. Visit stackedhomes.com/store and join our mailing list for exclusive updates.
One thing interesting about this row of four houses, it was developed for an entire extended group of family to stay together. But one thing that was still being kept, it was actually the scale of very low boundary walls between them. So we wanted to really preserve the neighborliness character of the space. The daylight changes within the house is actually being felt by all the common areas throughout the house. This actually inspired us to call the house Lighthouse. I'm Gwen Tan from Studio Eve and Formworks Architects. When we first got to the site of this house, we were deeply intrigued by the fact that it was actually one out of four similar looking development. I think the beauty of having a split level home is you will never get to see all the views at one glance, and the whole house actually slowly unfolds itself as you walk through the different layers. The original architecture has a very charming material palette, almost black and white, with the warmth of the brickwork that's been showcased in the facade as well as the entire party wall. In keeping with the color tones of the brickworks, that warm tone, we didn't exactly use the same kind of materials indoor, but we took the color hues and expanded over the choice of tiles and also grout colors in some of the areas near the dry kitchen area to resonate that warm color a little bit further. We wanted the house to also frame the gardens through the living areas. So the insertions of the dividers between the living and the new dining area was actually strategically placed to frame the garden views from the living area as well as from the dining into the rest of the house. One of the characters of the space was really a nice rear garden where we kept some of the existing curry tree and blended in with new insertions into the garden spaces. With that square opening that we created, we also resonated with the apertures towards the fenestration of the glass from the dining to the gardens. It almost has a greenhouse quality to it. It was really the favorite spot of the family. So for this house, we kept the bulk of the structure. We've only extended the dining areas on a one-story extension at the back of the house, pretty much like the little greenhouse to the gardens. In the living and dining spaces for a small and young family is actually important spaces where pretty much the kid would be playing and spending a lot of daytime here when the parents are either in the kitchen or at the dining spaces. We've made everything very soft and having a lot of curves around to deal with the fact that the furniture selections are sensitive to the needs of a growing child. The dividers in the living room, instead of making it something jarring, we decided to design a feature that actually envelopes it. So at the same time, it also has certain hidden storage that would be really useful, and we can keep everything very, very neat around it. The sunken dry kitchen actually has a very cozy feel, and the scale is also very, very charmingly lower than the rest of the space. So we accentuated the low height further by coloring the ceilings in a darker tone. We even chose a specific salmon colored marble for the actual island. This brings about the warm colors that's actually being featured within the kitchen. You will have the wet kitchens always facing the back of the house, but for us it's always about captivating the best views and enjoying the spaces to its best usage. One thing that really captivated us and inspired us for the entire interior direction was actually the use of curved walls that was predominant in the original architecture. The The idea of having a sky-lit atrium was really to kind of counter the setbacks of having intermediate terraces. So with that central atrium, it actually brings a lot of light, and with proper detailing, we are able to also allow the hot air to escape at the higher levels. We've designed 4 bedrooms, of which one is the junior master that faces the front of the house. We decided that it would make a very nice garden kind of bathroom to a junior master that we actually place on the 2nd floor. The highest floor actually was designed for 2 bedrooms for future kids' use, but for now, we created a study for that. The other one is currently used like a guest room and games room at the moment. So the master bedroom actually took the space that was previously for 2 junior bedrooms that were sharing 1 single toilet. Instead of keeping that old layout, we did a streamlining of the facades to clean it up, as well as introduce a master bedroom that has the benefit of 2 windows, one that overlooks the charming back gardens, the other one that overlooks the atrium of the house. The master bedroom toilet was really designed for 2 persons to comfortably use the space at any one point in time. There were 2 sinks that's fronting the best view of the house, which was the rear gardens, and we actually introduced a sliding mirror so that you could actually still maintain and clean the glass. That's a little bit of versatility built in. I think one fun thing for us is that because the owners were a 2nd generation of EDL, we had a lot of chance to play with a lot of materials in their range. They were really interesting shapes and forms and geometry play that we were able to introduce in different areas. Understanding their lifestyle and is not an issue for us, and knowing what was lacking in the previous house and how we could actually introduce qualities that they like but further enhanced it in this house was something that felt like a very natural extension of a project that we already had.
Thanks for staying till the end. Now, if you like what you've just seen, do subscribe to our channel and click the bell so that you get updates whenever a new video pops out. And if you'd like to have your home featured, feel free to drop us an email at hello@stakedhomes.com.